this up. I did load it on the Google Docs yesterday, and I did tell Mr. Barnes that I would give him credit for this assignment. First, my name is Mark Braswell from West Caldwell. My activity is the Electoral College. I actually stole this from Brian Barnes when I did my student teaching with him. I won't say how many years ago that was. After I teach the lesson on the Electoral College as far as how a state gets its number of electoral votes and then how many it takes to win the presidency and how many there are total, I'll split my class up into groups of two, except I like to leave one or two groups of three. Then I give them an envelope. First I give them all a map of the United States. Adding D.C., that'll have the number of electoral votes that each state has on it. Then I give them all an envelope where I've cut those states and put them in an envelope. And basically what they do is they go back and forth, pulling the states out, and then they log it onto their map until they finish. After they finish, then they go back and they tally their states and their state's total number of electoral votes to kind of see who wins the presidency. The reason I like it, it gets them thinking about a couple of different things. One, it gets them thinking about campaigning. Why do candidates spend this many days in this state and they never go to the state of Utah or wherever that may be? And then also with your group of three, you can talk about the effects of a third party, what that may do to an election. I know we teach a couple, obviously, Teddy Roosevelt and the Bull Moose. A couple of those different elections and what a third party may do and how they may steal ideas from one of the main two parties. And then also, if in your third party, a lot of times you won't get a winner, you won't get someone that gets to that 270 electoral votes. So then you can go into the discussion of how do we elect the president if no one does get to the 270 needed electoral votes. I think, back to the Bush election, that was a possibility then while they were waiting on what they were going to do in Florida. So it brings up a lot of different discussion. You'll hear the kids, and they get about halfway through and they figure it all out. And I need to get this state, or I need to pull this state, to try to win. So they do start looking at it from a campaigning point of view as to which states are more important because they have the larger number of electoral votes. I did this too. I was talking to Brian about this yesterday, and he actually said that he'd taken it a step farther since then. I thought his idea was great. He said that he had started putting blank slips of paper in his envelope, so you may actually pull in and not pull out a state, because he made a good point. It never ends up 26 to 25 in an election, so you may pull a blank one and not win a state at all that one time that you pulled, so it may end up 30 to something or something like that. To kind of see the effects of an election. But I've done that activity every year since my student teaching. My kids love it. We'll do it sometimes 2 or 3 times just to kind of see and make little tweaks in it to things that they like and see. But it does help them get into that campaigning part of the process, and then back to what would happen if no one got the 270 and different things like that. So it does seem to really hit home with them. Thank you.